I'm gonna say to those of you that feel a certain kind of way about it, go watch the movie. That's it. Just go watch the movie. It's not what you think it is. I can almost guarantee you're gonna get things out of it that's gonna put you in a better frame of mind about it. But even if it doesn't, I'm just gonna give you a piece of internet advice that I've seen in memes. Let people like things. That's it. Just let people like things.
Why can't someone enjoy a movie? Now, if you saw the movie and you don't like it, that's completely different.
Right.
That's completely different. But you're complaining about a movie that hadn't come out at the time when you started complaining.
Right. Right.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense. So, let them enjoy what they're going to enjoy.
It's funny because I saw this comparison made. Now, yeah, this comparison is a loose comparison because there are exceptions to this. But I saw plenty of people when Harry Potter came out, dressing up in their Harry Potter costumes and whatnot, and getting tattoos, going to these movies. Nobody said anything. When Star Wars came out, as far as the prequels were concerned, I remember this distinctly. I was a grown man when those prequels came out.
I saw some stormtroopers.
I saw people dressed as stormtroopers, Wookiees, Han Solo, Luke, Jedis, all that. Nobody said anything. Now, one of the arguments I heard, and this is a legit argument, is that some of the clothing that people were wearing were based on actual cultures, and that should not be considered a cosplay. But I will say this, and I understand that way of thinking, but let me dissuade you of that. Because Harry Potter is also based on the UK, on England. So a lot of the clothes that they were wearing in there are legit fashions from a certain era of time in that region of the world. Yeah. So at least when it comes to that, there's really no difference. And considering the fact that Ryan Gosling herself went and got authentic African languages, cultural expressions, customs, and melded it into this movie, it's kind of hard for you to tell black folks who come from that continent, many of which don't even know what part of the continent they came from, that they can't wear any traditional garb over there.
On top of that, I could be very harsh right now, but I'm not going to do that. It's not cosplay.
Right. Right.
It's not cosplay.
Right.
That is not the intention of, I'd say, I'll be generous and say 70%. It's probably higher than that.
Yeah.
But it's not the intention of 70% of the people that are doing this.
Right.
It's not for cosplay purposes.
That's true.
It's not to fit in. It's not to, it's not for any of that. It's them feeling like this is a cultural milestone for the diaspora. Right. Not for African Americans, Ethiopians. No, for the diaspora.
Haiti.
Everybody. So, it's a little different.
It's a little different. And I think one of the conversations that we're definitely going to start having, we have to have this conversation, is this hypercritical, judgmental stuff that we tend to do to one another.
Yeah.
That's got to stop, because what happens is, and look, everybody judges, so take that.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable. But the hair trigger with which we judge is what I find to be kind of crazy, because this is what happens. You wind up eventually putting yourself in a box where the only thing we can be excited about is sports.
Yeah.
So I can wear my jerseys and my hats and tennis shoes that's sponsored by some overpaid basketball player. I can wear those and be excited about that. I can paint little football paintings, stuff on my face, and go crazy with that. But when it comes to other things that are quote unquote outside of that box, we're not allowed to do that. Here's the thing, part of freedom is having the freedom to do what you want. And be excited about what you want and express that. So you definitely do have a right to voice your opinion about the stuff that you saw happening if you didn't like it. But I would honestly suggest that you just look at it from a different perspective and not be so quick to toss spears, forgive the pun, to toss spears.
Unless they're made of vibranium.
Unless they're made of vibranium.
You can toss those.
You can toss those, you know what I'm saying?
Just go ahead.
Just let people like things.
That's it. they're liking something affects you in no way.
It's not even. They're not even liking something that you would consider to be a negative. That's
Right.
hurting the community.
Right.
If anything, even if it's just for this damn weekend right here, me seeing the video footage of little kids, little black girls doing the little dances and wearing the Dora Milaje
Right.
armor. Dude, like, how can you be salty at the amount of joy this is bringing them? How?
But you see them dressed up as a traditional Disney princess. That's okay.
Nobody says anything. So, like I said, let people like things and understand that sometimes, which is the other thing I don't get, this idea that it's only a movie.
No
As
such thing.
if art, period, does not affect society. As if it doesn't change narratives, starts conversations. See, why is this exception made for this when we know that art does that? How many of you let's stick to hip hop. How many of you that are hip hop fans have a song that every time you hear it, it speaks to you?
Yep.
It speaks to either the reality of life that you're living now, or had once lived, or maybe one day would like to live.
Yep.
And that's art. Somebody could come and be just as dismissive of that and say, it's just a song.
If you praise, I'm not talking about like think that he's good.
Right.
If you praise Tupac,
Yeah, come on.
I don't want to hear you say that this is just a movie.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
The two don't. If you want to praise Bob Marley, I don't want to hear you say this is
Right.
just a movie.
Right.
I think what it is people tend to lessen the effect of things that they don't have.
Yeah.
If you're not artistic, you want to lessen the effect
Value
of
of
art.
art.
Or, let's be honest, money makes the world go round.
Absolutely.
The fact on top of the art that this is such a big deal is the money that it generates.
Right. Right.
If you mad and broke,
Nobody cares.
if you mad and broke,
Nobody
you
cares.
gonna put it like it's not a big deal.
That's right.
Oh, Marvel always does. Well, no, it's not the case. This is actually broken records.
This is clearly not the case.
Several
Yeah,
records.
like to say that Marvel always does that is to say that we have not sat and watched 19 movies where the vast majority of the cast members were not African American.
Right.
So, cut it out.
Nah,
Cut it out.
It's not the same thing.
Cut it out.
It's not the same thing.
Cut it out.
Let things be great. Like, what's wrong with like the revolution? Let's not talk about the fact that it came out in February.
Right.
But the revolution will not be televised. The first trailer
Yep.
had that song
Yeah.
playing.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's revolutionary. It's Renaissance-like because of the impact that it had, the ideals that it put forward,
Right.
the ideas that it gives other people who would have normally not had this exposure to these ideas, the economy the way that it affected the economy,
Right.
the things that are just gonna come from it.
Right.
Everything about it is a game changer.
And please tell me, for those of you that don't think that this is all that, how many movies have you seen where Africa is portrayed not just as not a savage nation,
Right.
it's a group of savage nations, but portrayed as being the most technologically advanced civilization on the planet?
Yeah.
How many times has that happened?
Zero.
So just in terms of that theme right there
Alone.
it's monumental in that scope. And if you think that doesn't matter, what I would suggest you do is understand that across the world right now, your image is being promoted the exact opposite way.
Yep.
And when you go to certain places in this world, certain countries in this world that have never seen anyone that look like us, the only thing they know about us is what they saw that was exported out from cinema.
Right.
That's all
That's
they
it.
know. So if all they've ever seen from us is criminals, pimps, rappers, sports figures, but not too keen with the mind,
Right.
that's what their perception is going to be.
What's wrong with adding this?
What's wrong with
What's
it?
wrong with offsetting the negativity
Right.
that's been put out? I don't know. It's counterproductive for you to have an issue with this movie not seeing it. Again,
Right.
your opinion on the actual movie is your opinion on the movie. That's fine.
Nobody's taking that from
Yeah,
you.
that's fine.
Right.
But all the negativity about everything else surrounding, nothing surrounding this movie should be complained about.
Right.
Really.
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Unless you're bitter.
Well,
And to a certain degree, I can understand some of the bitterness. Maybe you feel like you have your reasons for being bitter, but whatever those things are, don't stop other people. Like don't try to shame other people who don't feel that way.
yeah. And
Because this is not hurting anybody.
at all. And it's a very important thing. You want to talk about symbolism. How deep do y'all want to get? Because if the super woke people that have a problem with this situation, if you as woke as you say you are, to the degree that you're displaying it, then you will be familiar with comedic science. And what is Wakanda other than Egypt?
Yeah, right. It's a modern day Egypt.
What is Wakanda other than Egypt? I don't
Right.
like. So what is your actual issue? I don't really get it.
Is it the issue that some white folks may have got money for this because they got money for them shoes you wearing?
Yeah, like I'm
That
somebody
too.
say like
That Facebook page.
I hate that. Oh my god, I hate that. I hate that so much. So
It's
you're
ridiculous.
complaining on a site that was founded by a white man using internet that I'm sure white people
They
provided.
own the
They
companies.
own the companies.
They own the companies who provide the internet.
Yeah, so
You ain't say
it
nothing.
don't really hold up.
You ain't say nothing about them football and baseball tickets you bought, knowing damn well no one that looks like you owns that stadium or
Nope.
that team.
Nope. And if we're talking
Stop
about
it.
baseball, most of them that play.
Right. So if you can find it in yourself to say, yeah, but the baseball player is making money, then find a way to see these actors and this director and these producers
Actors
are making money.
Marvel just made Ryan Coogler the most sought after director in Hollywood for I don't know how long. I don't know how long it lasts.
Right.
But for the time being,
Yep.
that's what he is right now.
Yep.
It's really that simple. Everybody involved in this cast, director included,
Right.
is going to benefit from this movie.
Extremely.
It's going to create so many things.
So all we saying is look a little deeper
Yeah.
than whatever personal issues you may have that's informing this criticism. Just look a little deeper.
It's kind of like a big deal.
It's kind of a big deal. And don't miss the boat and bandwagon after it's over. Although I will say this, if you choose to bandwagon afterwards, maybe you saw something different in it after you saw it, and now, welcome.
I'll allow it.
Welcome.
I'm with it.
Because everybody doesn't get on at the same time, and everybody doesn't get inspired by the same things. So if it takes for you to see it, if it takes for you to see that how successful it is, and all of a sudden decide that it's not that I'm against it, but
Right.
fine. I think that's it though.
Yeah, I mean,
This was our first attempt at a deep dive into movies. We're probably going to do this more often with other movies too. It just felt like this was the right one to do it with because of the cultural relevance of the movie.
yeah.
So anyway, we'd like to thank you guys for watching. For my man SPJ, I am Tombstone.
We out. Peace.